incredibly early edition of What the Fuck Happenings YouTube Atheist Community and No Stickham Fun. That's right. Yeah, I wimped out last night. And didn't do it. I was tired. But I took some vitamin B12. Yeah, doing a little better now. But the weirdest fucking thing happened, right? I lied down on the couch and I died. Yeah, I died, but I came back. It was like so fucked up. All of a sudden I was back and I was like, holy shit, where the hell was I? And it was like I had no explanation, none whatsoever. I was like just gone for hours. Just gone. I mean, I was dead. I'm telling you, I was fucking dead. And I'm telling you, it kicked ass. It really was great. Except there was this little part before I was actually dead where there was some sort of crap going on in my head still. Some sort of vision of the future or something. And Skid Row Radio threw up on me. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? But anyway, I got over it and just continued being dead for a while. And then all of a sudden I was awake. I'm like, holy shit, I'm awake. And I didn't do stick cam. Yeah. Oh, it's a whole new world. Yeah, maybe stick cam was the problem all along. But the theory probably has a flaw, but it's only been stick cam for like 3 years or 4 years or something, so that wouldn't explain the other 40 years of hell. So that theory's probably bullshit. Kind of a pyro-esque theory. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still using a video filter, wearing my hat, a felt hat. I like it. Still haven't bathed, but I plan on doing that very soon. It'll be fun. Well, anyway, alright, so on to the video. Okay, yeah, I don't have any stickcam fun, so I'll have to pick on some other crap in the YouTube news. Which there really isn't much. Alright, anyway, yeah, Morph, a Metamorph guy, right? Came back. He's back, yay! Except, he doesn't like doing videos. He doesn't like us very much or something. So he's going to do a new blog of some kind, forum kind of thing. Laura Layla doing the same thing. I went there, I looked at it. It's, got little hoppy things and it's a little too... But anyway, what's the text? Typey, text, blah, 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 blah. Read. Oh, shut up, fucker. I mean, yeah. I mean, text just can't... videos you can kind of tell. That guy's got something to say. Or gal. Yeah. Just saw some girls that made videos. And they didn't have much views. It was just surprising because they were really pretty hot girls. And, man, if I was, 436 years younger, I sure as hell be trolling these girls. Yeah. Oh, man. Woo. Anyway, it's a whole separate subject. Anyway, I'm cold. That's why I'm moving in this animated fashion. Is because it's a little cold here. I don't know, relax. Yeah, see, got a little pent up energy because I didn't stick cam all night. Anyway, so where was I? Something. Oh yeah, the forum thing, really weird. So yeah, go for it. But I don't see the point. I mean, there's that video, like Derived Energy did a comment, like I posted a reference to some guy. I don't know who he is, but he's kind of a good-looking guy. He's doing videos, speaks well, all that kind of stuff. Has the basic components. Does his videos at the next to a river or something. Really nice scenics and all that kind of crap. And apparently he plans on having kids, which does make him a complete asshole, especially for a guy. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do with those, you idiot? And Derived Energy would give him a hard time, obviously, but you can't believe, like, there's 500,000 comments on the video. It's just amazing. I mean, big ones, not little "you suck," but big, giant paragraphs of "you suck." Just amazing. I couldn't read it all. See, I just can't. I just couldn't be bothered to do all that reading anymore. No. Don't want. I just don't want to. Maybe I'll do a video after this one on top of this one. Let's just see how far I can go. The Spook gets away with it. He makes like hour-long direct uploads, I think. I'm not sure. Speaking of which, yeah, people who want, I mean, I won't work on the tool thingy, you know, with the boxes, with the indexing thing, and so people who would like to, I mean, I like to set up one where you'll just have to press a thing on your, well, I guess I'll make a separate video for that. Yeah, just to have one that, you know, a page that's just made by different people, just clicking on videos that they find that they go, wow, that's weird, or gee, that's strange. I mean, it doesn't really have to be on a subject, but maybe one for a subject and one not for subjects. You know, videos that are important for some, you know, good reason, and then important for some human reason, like the girls are hot. Anyway. This isn't really a filter, I realized. All I do is I have the contrast all the way up. Yeah. Can't do filters. It just pisses me off. I want to do filters. I want a filter! Anyway. Now that was just immature. I did try the mini cam thing, but I realized it really fucks the resolution a bit. And it does the smashing of the video back to the other size. And there was some other thing. But the snow was cool because it was collecting in my hat. But that's the only effect that was worth anything. All the rest of them suck. Alright, anyway. I thought I would talk about the Thunderfoot thing real quick, but no one gets this stuff. They really don't understand this whole DMCA thing. But Thunderfoot's a PhD, alright? So he should. And he's friends with DPR Jones. And DPR Jones is a lawyer, and he does understand some of this stuff. Look, the DMCA is crap law. Alright, it does absolutely nothing for the small copyright holder. They're given no rights. Okay, because what they basically have to do is spend a big giant pile of money to take somebody to court. Now, if they take them to court as a pro se, that means without a lawyer, the minimum cost is $500. That's how much it costs you. $455, well, it's $500 now, to file. That's just the fee for filing. Then you have your paperwork, and it's going to cost you money to send all this crap and to do all this other crap that comes with filing a lawsuit. So before you even started, you have these fees, and the only fee you can get back if you win, in a lot of cases, is your filing fee, which is disgusting. But anyway, let's you know, especially if you have to go for an appeal or something, that's all you get back is your filing fee. You don't get back any of the expense that it took you to file the papers or any of that other crap, or the mailings or any of that shit. Yeah, the small copyright holder is fucked by the DMCA. It's just for Sony and the rest of those guys. Now, you know, Thunderfoot's arguing that if people file one of these things and they don't intend to take people to court, you know, they don't intend to spend this huge amount of money to protect a video on YouTube, which they don't have any financial interest in, which generates no revenue for them, unlike Thunderfoot's videos, which generate revenue for him, which is sort of the joke here, isn't it? I mean, the laughable joke. Yeah, they have no option. There's no way to protect their property from what they consider to be not fair use. Fair use is when you're educating, okay, informing. These are fair use uses. Slandering, harassing, buffooning, those aren't fair uses. You might like to think they are, but they're not. Okay? Satire is usually funny and unrealistic. When satire isn't either funny or unrealistic, then it's an accusation, and a person has a right to take your accusations to court, to have some sort of resolution. But as I just pointed out, there's no court they can take it to, because the only court you can go under the DMCA is federal court, and it's fucking expensive. And then the judges, let's not even talk about the fucking imbeciles that are on the federal judiciary, okay? They're imbeciles. And they'll see a pro se lawsuit and they'll say, fuck this guy, hire a lawyer. Why do you think we get $400 an hour? Because judges let you assholes show up here? No, if judges let you show up here without a lawyer, then lawyers wouldn't get $400 an hour. Don't you get it, asshole? You know. So yeah, and that isn't going to happen. So can PhD fucking Thunderfoot figure that out? That people are going to resort to the only thing they have, which is a law that's completely impossible to use. So, but I'm not going to defend people filing false DMCAs, okay? For every DMCA I ever filed, I filed a lawsuit on a counter notice. That's a fact. If I got a counter notice, I filed a lawsuit. I obeyed the fucking law, and it cost me thousands of dollars and wasted time. But regardless, I'm just saying people should obey the law. So I'm for obeying the law and not being a perjuring motherfucker. So yes, Thunderfoot is right in that sense. But he's wrong in the sense that, let's say Thunderfoot says there is this perjury thing. Well, the fact is that that part of the law doesn't mean anything. It's already been proven by the courts that it doesn't mean anything. Because in all the VeriSign cases and Sony cases and telecom cases that have been out there over all this copyright material all these other years, it was never called perjury. None of these corporations, they filed a ton of DMCAs on YouTube, a ton of them, thousands and thousands of them, and they didn't take them to court, even though they got counter notices on these videos. And so the precedent would be is that the court has already seen that behavior. It was in the Google case, and they've already said, who cares? So they've already, and there's nothing explicit in the law, so it makes it sort of useless. So unless Thunderfoot, you're prepared to go to court and accuse this guy of perjury, because you're going to have to prosecute it. Nobody else is going to prosecute the violation of the federal law. There's no, people, you have this idea that there's some sort of instrument out there that actually takes care of the law and actually files lawsuits against all these guilty people. No, they don't. All these prosecutors just sit on their ass and find some stupid, insane case to prosecute, but they never prosecute all these basic cases of perjury. So you'll have to prosecute it, Thunderfoot. You'll have to put out the money. You're going to have to file all the paperwork, okay? Or you're going to have to get a lawyer at $400 an hour. Or a shitty lawyer at $200 an hour. Good luck with that. And then you'll get to court and you'll find out that there's no legal precedent, okay? And the only legal precedent that exists is courts who just basically said, yeah, well, it's a stupid law. Tough shit. So the third point I'm going to make to PhD Thunderfoot is, can't you make your argument without stealing other people's content? Haven't you read the YouTube terms of service for your partnership? Okay, I believe in the terms of service for your partnership, you're pretty much told not to use other people's content. That's one of the provisions of your partnership. So if you're going to get all legal on people, if you're going to start reading the terms of service or the state constitutions, or the federal constitution or some other thing to people, the DMCA, if you're going to start highlighting the provisions of that, why don't you highlight the provisions in the partnership agreement where it asks you not to use other people's content? Because it is provocative. It is asking for trouble. It is fucking with somebody else's shit. You can't figure that out, that you don't pick up the lawn furniture on somebody else's house or something and start fucking with it and writing your graffiti on it? It's not even a good example, but the point is we are our stuff here. This is our stuff, you fucker. And you don't have a right to just pull it up and say it's mine, regardless of what I'm going to do with it, and decide that fairness means I'm just going to rubber stamp on top of it and call that an intelligent commentary. Well, fuck you, it's not. Like I said, I could sit here and throw cat shit at somebody else's video. You're going to call it satire? You're going to call it something else? You're going to call it some kind of meaningful fucking statement? Some sort of educational purpose? No. The only purpose is to insult or humiliate somebody else. That's the only purpose. We know what was in your fucking head, Thunderfoot. And what was in your head is make this guy into a fool and do it the laziest way possible. That was what's in your fucking head. And I think a jury could figure that was out, that was in what was in your head. And if that was in your head, it wasn't fucking fair use. You weren't trying to educate, you were trying to defecate. That's all you were trying to do. Right on that guy's head. So fuck you. No, this is not a what the fuck. Sorry. Well, it really is, because there really isn't a whole lot of news out there. I mean, get real. 14 minutes. Oh dear. Anyway, so there was some other subject, I assume. Let me go look for one. Alright, Karina, yeah, her internet's been down, I'm guessing. Not so many guess, you know, she does have very erratic internet. Or else her house blew up. I mean, she didn't have electricity for a while, so maybe that happened. You know, maybe Romania is burning right now. They did have some of those, whatever, throw donuts at Wall Street thing over there. And, you know, the rebels are rebelling. Yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully she's safe and sound. Yeah, I think so. She's probably okay. I think I would sense it if there was something wrong. I think I would spidey senses or something. Yeah, that's what I would do. Alright, so I'm going down this list, and it's boring, 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 stupid, boring, stupid, stupid, boring, 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 boring. Derived Energy, yay! He's really doing, you know, keeps in there video after video after video. Some of his points I just don't get, but most of them are really good. And the gray guy did a Derived Energy video. So, yeah, you should watch that, but that was pretty good. He had a good image. It was the universe, like a fake image of the universe that looked like an eyeball. It was pretty cool. So you should go find that. So I'm going to find it for you. Some Professor Hansen guy did a video. You know, I've just recently been... I mean, we'll give that guy a chance, right? He's a professor. You gotta, you know, hey, you gotta respect the title. It means something. I don't know what, but it means something. So he was talking about physics and the, well, the first cause problem. Yeah, I was thinking about that myself, the first cause problem. And, yeah, it's fucked up. Not much you can do with that problem. So, yeah, I have to think on it. The guy he was talking about had some kind of wave. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. The universe is like a, I don't know, water spout in the universal ocean or something. I don't know, some kind of wacky crap. I could come up with wackier crap than that. So yeah, but I think I sort of just have this thing in my head that just says, nah, there's something else that happened here. This doesn't happen all the time. This is like a crack or a fissure or an earthquake. You know, I mean, it's like it happened this one time because of one circumstance, and that's what it did. But this isn't like the function of the universe. It's like the anti-function. It's what happens when the light bulb burns out. Something like that, anyway, I think. Oh, I hope. Oh, God, do I hope. Anyway, so, what else is news? Blah, 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 blah. Hop to the day guy. I haven't seen a video from him in a long time. But he was, you know, ragging on Piro because Piro's just, you know, it's not even honest. I mean, he makes a video and he does say some things and then he retracts them and he says he's going to play the other guy's video and he played this much of it, and I don't even know, whatever. The whole conversation is idiotic anyway. But this whole idea that somehow we need physics to explain our psychology is pretty much insane, in my opinion. I mean, we don't need the physics explanation of, you know, how the organs create what is an illusion. Consciousness is an illusion. It's not a real thing. We only think it's real because we're doing it, kind of thing. I'm not saying it doesn't have substance. I'm not saying it's not meaningful. I'm just saying it's not real, like photons moving thing. It's a contrivance of a machine that's basically fooling itself. It's a completely virtual reality. That it's a virtual reality engine inside of our head. Something like that. It's the model that's experiencing it, not the reality that's experiencing it. Our consciousness is a part of the model our brain has made of the universe, and it's just attached this thing called a me to it. But the me is just as fake as the model inside my head. It's an arrangement that believes it's doing these things. It's not really doing them. but the belief is, from our personal experience, as good as the real thing. Yeah. Gnarly and such. I don't see anything else to comment on here. I don't know. Fred is, whatever. I'm not getting Fred lately. Nope, 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 nope. So yeah, Mystic made a video. I like Nick being back. Yeah, even if he isn't on YouTube, at least he's around, and I like that. Settles me a little, grounds me a bit. Wallaby kangaroo guy, whatever he is over there. What's his name? Crazy old fuck. Well, anyway, yeah, he keeps making some videos, kangaroos and such. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, there really isn't much else going on. Pudgy, oh yeah, great text. He keeps making videos. He's doing effects now too, filters and shit. I guess it helps. But I just can't watch his videos. I mean, unless it's about something I could actually give a fuck about, I'm not watching it. I mean, a great text theory of xenophobia, who cares? Consumer bot is king. Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, duh. Like, well, any of us need to be, we need it explained to us that there's a whole corporate psychology and it's formula television, and yeah, I don't think we need that explained to us. No. I mean, really. Really, unless you're going to dress up in drag or something and get some new audience, your audience doesn't need to hear that shit. I mean, it already knows this shit. So, waste of time. But whatever, talk about whatever you want to. I don't give a damn. Yeah, and even that Tranquil guy is just so annoying. He's just doing cat videos now. I mean, poke the cat video. I thought it was actually kind of harassing. It was harassing a perfectly comfortable sleeping cat. I don't know why you do that. Poking it with a screwdriver. It's impolite and such. Yeah, there just really isn't much to say here. I mean, I'm looking, hundreds of millions of videos here, and man, it's just thin. It's thin. Maybe I should maybe actually go on YouTube and look at my actual subscriptions. I don't know. I haven't heard any. See, I just fear that one of the people I would have indexed here would be talking about something if something was happening. That's my theory. And nobody's talking about anything. So nothing must be happening. That must be it. Exactly. Alright, I think we've done our job then. I think this is enough of a what the fuck. Maybe I'll do the other video about something else, because now I'm getting tired again. Anyway, yeah, it was just some sort of. I wanted to do a video about this. The mystic sort of brought up the universe, and I mean not the universe, but the perception tricks, like understanding what's happening to us, and it did give me this vision thing. All right, well, since I'm here, I might as well do it, right? So I was just kind of thinking about how you think about the universe, and I kind of have this whole theory that the universe is actually made out of bits, little dominoes, whatever you want to call it, really, really tiny ones though. So there's zillions of them just right between my fingers there, just zillions of them, and they're either on or off, or they're moving forward, backwards, left, right, whatever. Very simple mechanics involved for those bits, and those bits are all moving at the speed of light. So there's just stuff moving at the speed of light, and all it does is get captured. So an atom is basically just bits all captured together, speed of light thing happening in a very small area. They're just speed of lighting in circles and stuff like that. And then when, like, a sun or something else releases them by just freeing them from their capture, there's no longer captured, so they can shoot out straight again and fly until they hit something else that captures them. And that's basically how it's working. So it's just a bunch of these little darts, just shooting around the universe on this clock speed. They go a certain distance per increment of time. So the distance they go could just be like a domino. They just flip, 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 flip. And it's the flipping time is the clock speed of the universe. And so every second, metaphorical second, you could think of the universe as just being completely frozen. And then the next flip, everything changes. The things that flip, flip, and the things that don't flip, don't flip. They flip forward or they flip backward, whatever. Everything just flips on the clock tick. And so then it stays that way, and then it flips, and then it stays that way, and then it flips. Well, anyway. And there's just, you can't even calculate how many of these little tiny things there are. There's just so many. I mean, it could be millions of them in one electron. Electron chain. We call them chains now instead of waves. But anyway, this isn't even the point I wanted to get to. The point I wanted to get to was the idea that there's these flows of information. So this sort of gets to Professor Anton a little bit. It's like when I'm making this video, information is flowing out of me through the atmosphere thing into the camera. It's bouncing around in there, getting filtered a little bit, getting augmented, coming back to you, popping out of your screen, and the flow is still there. The information value is still in it. It's been fucked with a little bit. It's presented now in a different atmosphere, in a different room. And yeah, it's just this stuff, and this stuff comes into us. It vibrates us. It bounces into us. It swirls a certain way. It's got a certain pattern to it, or something, a certain color to it. So if you thought about colors again, let's just say I spew red, and it's somebody else spews blue, and somebody else spews green, and somebody else spews yellow and orange, and all these colors. And you can sort of identify, like, certain spews are going to be more value rich in terms of the information value, how much they're going to, be able to connect to what's already spinning inside of you. Like, if you're already full of orange, more orange isn't going to make a difference. But more black or blue is going to darken the orange, now make it brown. Yeah, and it's that kind of effect thing. And that there's this whole swirling crap happening that's making all of us. We're all the energy that's in me is a product of these impacts of this stuff going on, and all of it came from the sun originally. So the photons fly off the sun and go into the leaves and go into the plant and go into the trees and go into the atmosphere as oxygen, and then go into the ground as oil, and the fertilizer that grows the food, and it's all these swirls and pathways of energy that we are, and we're just a knot of it, just all these knots of it, orange and blues and yellows swirling around each other and creating all kinds of interesting little blobs of information content. And that through all that, though, underlying all that kind of chaos is this idea that it does move in a direction. Like our evolution isn't quite as directional, but it obviously creates organisms that end up with a kind of toolkit heavy. They're not just a mouth and an anus anymore. All right, they got a lot of radar, they got missiles, they got what does stuff have now? Sonar, laser beams. They just keep acquiring this hardware that they're just getting beefier and beefier with this toolkit, and that happens through evolution. And this tool, one of the tools we got was this brain thing, right? This logic device, this modeling device inside of our head that can model the world and then run the future and then see how things are going to turn out and say, I'm not going to do that because that's what happens when you do that. You get eaten. So I think I'll just go sleep in the tree because my model of sleeping in the tree seems pretty good, because I might even get laid if I sleep in the tree. You never know. But anyway, that's a whole different subject. So yeah, but the point is now in this, with this brain thing, there's also this whole new evolution taking place. There's a different kind of evolution. It's the evolution of knowledge. And so I sort of made that my point in a comment I made to the Modern Mystics video, is that we're not only being used by a DNA molecule, right? A molecule is just evolving. It's just saying, consume, reproduce, and we're just one of the reproductions. One of the gladiators in the chain of gladiators that exists for no reason, just because the molecule reproduces, and the structure of natural selection imposed upon it, the gravity imposed upon that process is, you will create reproducing product. Whoever reproduces the most or the right way wins. The right amount. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, so anyway, but the point is this logic machine is also evolving. We're just evolving this knowledge base. We just keep adding up the facts of existence. Here's, the earth is round, and this earth revolves around the sun, and just keep these layers of information that we keep gleaning. And we're, in a sense, being used by that. This logic engine that's building this pyramid of, in the end, it's all going to just say, it's just for nothing. But anyway, that's the surprise ending. I don't want to get to the ending. But we're being used by this too. We're just being fodder for the progression of a book of knowledge. So we're writing the book of knowledge, and we're making it out of the book of hard knocks. I mean, we're we're just getting beat the shit kicked out of us throughout history, humankind, to learn all this stuff like don't own slaves, bad idea, nasty. Women are human beings, they're not fucking just women, you dumb fuck, blah blah blah. All this stuff we've learned the hard way, and these experiments, and we have to do this wacky shit, and fly into space, never die or something. Well, nobody dies in space, but they always die on the ground, or they get blown up coming home or taking off. But no one's actually died up there, right? That's true. So perfect time to go up now, because it seems like we haven't filled that little hole of perfect stupid experience yet. The old dying in space thing, we haven't done that yet. So we better get to it. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, and so here we're being used again. We're just fodder to write this book of interesting things about being alive. And the book is almost written. That's sort of what I was saying in my comment to the Modern Mystic. That's the irony. We've almost written the book. We've almost learned everything that's useful to know. Now, idiots like Piro might want to know exactly how the atomic elements bang together to create the neuron, but we don't. Like, anybody with logic doesn't care, because we know, just like the computer, there's no point in me taking my computer apart and seeing the CPU actually do the instruction. There's just no value in that knowledge. We know that it's garbage in, garbage out. We know you have to program it. We know we are working the same exact way. All right, that there's no, we don't glean how to play the piano from the atmosphere. We don't, nothing about us comes from nothing. All right, it's all program psychology. We understand that, and we don't need the little, how exactly is the CPU doing the instructions. Knowledge. So that wouldn't go in the book of useful knowledge. You wouldn't waste your time with that one. And so my point is yeah, the book of useful knowledge has sort of been written now, and the Benatar is right at the peak of it, in a way. I mean, the Benatarian simple logic that don't make a mess, you don't have a mess to clean up. Duh. It's not that complicated. And that's really at the end of the whole game. It's just this idea. It's not a game, asshole. There's the the fun is an illusion. It's just digging your way out of a dungeon. Okay, that's all you're doing. You have nowhere to get to except nowhere. That's where you should have been in the first place. It's nothing. Nothing is the goal. Just any something you have is only going to be made out of having something bad first. You're just chasing neutral from a negative position. So just don't get in the negative position in the first place, and then you don't have to chase it. So yeah, that is going to be at the peak. That's, I promise you. I'm promising you that the pyramid peaky thing of human understanding, that's right at the top. Okay? Is that the game can't be played. It's a zero-sum game. Alright? The only way you can make a positive is to make a negative first. That's it. You're fucked. Yeah. So that's the video I wanted to make. But I had more stuff in it. But, you know, I just didn't include that more stuff. You know, but it had the more swirly stuff. There was a whole bunch of the more swirly stuff and conceptually, and I just didn't get to that. But this is already 35 minutes, so I'm pushing my luck. I mean, I'm going to hit the button now, and YouTube is just going to fart. It's just going to go. It's all for nothing. It's gone. All the information value will be destroyed. My eyes are sort of a pretty color there. Oh, like coral. Anyway, enough of a video. Till the next time, tip my hat to the ladies, and I'll be on my way. Till the next time, buckaroos.